virtualization and a lot of glue and string, because it was fairly early days for that kind of technology to build essentially a multi-tenant platform, and it let the various different business units at eBay simply consume that resource as and when they needed it, rather than having to go in and commit to a stack of infrastructure for a number of months. So it was essentially the kind of concepts behind cloud. It was very successful. We took more revenue from it than we had been before, and they saved some money. So sort of as a combination, it was a good project all round. We decided at that point that the thing to do was to get some feedback from other customers to start to understand how we might apply this technology to everything we were doing. So what we did is go out to a bunch of our other clients. Sorry, I've been playing with the things you get in the keynote. We got out to a bunch of our other clients and started to talk to them about how we could replace their traditional hosting environments with something that was a bit more utility, that was a bit more flexible, and that gave them what they needed, but perhaps gave them that at a better price point and at a more flexible price point. They had a very simple message for us. The message was, if this is going to work for us, it has to be like what we do today, but better. They didn't want any kind of barriers to entry created by the fact that they were going to get some additional flexibility. They wanted the plus, but they didn't want the minus. And that was a fairly straightforward message. So what we delivered then was a plan back into the business as to how we were going to make this work. And we came up with three kind of key points about building a cloud environment, building a cloud platform. This was, to be fair, before the marketing guys had started calling it cloud, but how we built this system in such a way that it would meet the requirements of our clients. And as I'll come on to a bit later on, the majority of our clients use us to do something that is mission critical. It is generating revenue, it is business critical in some way. We're typically not used for peripheral services. We're not typically used for temporary development environments, that kind of thing. People are using us to take credit card transactions and store valuable data. So we had some quite particular requirements in terms of getting our customers to the point where they would trust a system like this, trust a multi-tenant environment of some sort, to continue doing the things that were key for them. So three key points. The first is, anything that will run on top of an x86 platform had to run on top of our cloud. We had to be in a position where we could forklift anything off an existing hosting platform, put it on top of our environment, without the client having to make any changes to it. And there are a lot of complexities and challenges within that, because it isn't just about the server environment, it's about how the network performs and responds. It's about the various network services that those devices rely on. So ensuring that that key goal could be met was probably the biggest technical challenge we have. The second, and it was key then and it's still key now, is around security. We wanted to ensure that customers could bring their own security policies with them. That we wouldn't say to them, yeah, you can use our systems, but unfortunately you have to secure them in this way. We wanted them to be able to take whatever configuration they had within their firewalls or access control lists or whatever they happen to have, and import those directly into our platform and use them in exactly the same way they were using them before. And the last is a kind of another barrier to entry issue. You're making a change to how you buy your technology, but you don't necessarily want to have to take the big bang out to the point where you have to retrain all your staff to do things in a different way. So it was very important to them that where customers were taking just infrastructure, just taking TIN, that their existing operating policies and procedures could be carried over, that they could continue, if there were sysadmins running servers, running those sysadmins and running those servers in exactly the same way they'd been doing it before. They happened to be on top of the cloud, but as far as they were concerned, they had a Windows server that they had to perform some administrative tasks on, and they didn't really want to see any difference in it.